Remember Galactic Kids Next Door and the rumored Danny Phantom reboot that generated a ton of hype from their respective fan bases? What if the two shows are more connected than being just reboots or continuations of older shows? What if they inadvertently helped or even spawned one another? Hi everyone, this is Haley from Cartoon Universe, here to bring you another theory. Codename Kids Next Door was a show on Cartoon Network which ran from December 6, 2002 all the way up to January 21, 2008 and was created by Tom Warburton. The show followed 5 kids who were part of a secret organization that battled adult tyranny. Meanwhile, Danny Phantom aired on Nickelodeon from April 3, 2004 to August 24, 2007 and was created by Butch Hartman. This show took us alongside a 14-year-old boy named Danny Phantom who was able to transform himself into a ghost to become his alter ego Danny Phantom, in order to defend Amity Park from all the ghouls that terrorized the town. These two shows were not only adored by their creators, but were very successful in their respective channels. In fact, the shows were loved so much that the creators wanted to continue their shows in Galactic Kids Next Door and a Danny Phantom continuation respectively. In the case of Kids Next Door, it began in 2015 when Tom Warburton opened up a website called RainbowMonkeys.com, which is a simple, silly website that let out the ever-familiar Rainbow Monkey theme song from the show. But the site held a secret. Fans found that when you clicked on the nose of the giant rainbow monkey, the song would stop. The tone of the website would get much darker, and a bar would appear for you to type in various things. Names of characters would bring up different results, like Father, who turned up with a very ominous danger, danger, danger. But when you would type in the word Galactic, it would lead to a mysterious countdown, which ended up going to April 1st of that year. Everyone wondered what would come at the end of this countdown. Some thought it was a joke, some thought it held promise. Nobody would know until that fateful date arrived. Fortunately for us, and unfortunately for Tom Warburton at the time, somebody hacked the website and found a video which was posted onto YouTube. The video contained an animatic, voiced by the original cast of the show, for a scene that sparked the hype for Galactic Kids Next Door, and made Mr. Warburton's little experiment explode way more than he could have anticipated. People misinterpreted it, and assumed that this was a trailer for an entirely new Kids Next Door series. With nothing left to show for on April 1st, Tom Warburton quickly made a new video which showed number 3 and 4 talking to Lizzie Devine, now revealed to be number Vine, about how they needed to get everybody off the planet, and how about they accidentally leaked the video. The video then launches into a call to action by number 4, telling us that Galactic Kids Next Door will not be a show, but it should be, and that he'd really love to fight the Totalitinator in space, which would actually be pretty cool. I definitely want to see some space fighting. And immediately a petition was formed that is currently at over 85,000 signatures strong at the time of this recording. People have pleaded with Cartoon Network for Galactic Kids Next Door, but as of right now, there hasn't been any luck. On the much spookier side of things, Butch Hartman, the creator of Danny Phantom, started a little campaign on Twitter with the hashtag #GoGhostAgain in February of 2016. People did the hashtag, but it didn't seem to warrant many results, at least not on the scale of Galactic Kids Next Door. However, that all changed when Butch Hartman uploaded a video to his YouTube channel on August 24th titled Danny Phantom 10 Years Later. In said video, Butch Hartman drew the 3 main characters of the show, Danny, Sam, and Tucker, as they would appear 10 years older, which included updated character descriptions to go along with them. All in all, it was truly a treat for fans of Danny Phantom, but rumors began to spark when Butch said at the end of the video, "Who knows, you might even get to see this animated one day." With the amount of thought and detail that went into the character descriptions, and these rough concepts, as well as the fact that Butch had said so nonchalantly, the question was raised. Will we see Danny Phantom returning in the near future? To this day, we really haven't gotten a clear answer on the Danny Phantom questions, but fans such as myself still hold hope. But with both of these things having happened rather close to one another, is it possible that these two movements were connected? We here at Cartoon Universe think that they might have been, and we have a few theories how. When the buzz for Galactic Kids Next Door came and went, Butch Hartman may have seen the campaign and how much people wanted such a series to return. This could have sparked him to create the Go Ghost Again movement. This could have led to the following scenarios. The first one is that the hashtag Go Ghost Again actually worked, and he was able to pitch and greenlight a Danny Phantom continuation that has been in the works since then. The 10 years later video could have been our first hint at the series' return. The second scenario is that Nickelodeon ended up rejecting the movement for Go Ghost Again and left Danny Phantom as simply a ghost of the past. That is, until Butch generated more hype by drawing these characters that way and adding the comment that he did at the end of the video. That could have led Nickelodeon to looking at it again and possibly greenlighting it. Another possibility is that Nickelodeon was already going to give Danny Phantom a revival. This would make sense as Nickelodeon has been reviving a lot of the old shows in some form, like Hey Arnold and Rocko's Modern Life. Adding Danny Phantom to the list of revivals would make a lot of sense as it was one of Nick's most popular shows at the time. Either that or Cartoon Network was going to make a Galactic Kids Next Door. This is a possibility as well, because at one point Galactic Kids Next Door was in talks to be a special near the end of the original series, but never came to fruition. It's possible that somebody picked up Galactic Kids Next Door again and ran through the works of trying to get it greenlit. With this in mind, no matter what happened, it's a possibility that one of the networks caught wind of the other reviving either Danny Phantom or Kids Next Door, or at the very least assuming the other network was when it wasn't. This could have led to them wanting a show that was on around the same time period to compete with it. And depending on who it was, they could have seen Danny Phantom or Kids Next Door fitting the criteria for such a show to compete with their competitors. Animation, despite everything, is a business, and because of that, Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, being two of the biggest animation channels out there, are going to compete with one another. Because of this, it wouldn't be uncommon for Cartoon Network to know a thing or two about what Nick was planning, or vice versa. Pitting Danny Phantom against Kids Next Door, or Kids Next Door against Danny Phantom, makes perfect business sense, as it would be able to keep up with their competitors by pulling a similar stunt as them. Imagine a nostalgia sort of night with a new episode of Galactic Kids Next Door competing with Danny Phantom at the same time. It would leave those of us who are older to decide which one we would like to watch more, and really pull ratings between the two networks. Nigel Uno going toe-to-toe with Danny Phantom would be quite the fight for views for both shows. Or maybe it's just a coincidence that these two things happened within a close amount of time with each other. It's just a theory after all. I'd love to know what you guys think. This might just be wishful thinking, but I will admit that in this current era where everything is a reboot, a sequel to either of these shows would be amazing to see. Many thanks to all of our amazing Patreon supporters. For cool rewards like stickers or a spot in our theory crafting live streams, please consider contributing to our channel by going to our Patreon page. See you next video.